Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the podcast. It is day 27 and it is a Sunday, so I'm going to aim to keep it short and sweet today so that you can go back to enjoying what is hopefully a fantastical weekend for you. So today, as the title says, we are going to talk about 10 things that you can do right now which are going to improve your life. And there's a few things that I love about these. First of all, they are something that every single person can do. Secondly, very few of them require financial outlay. Thirdly, very few of them are, you can't make excuses about them. Like, it's basically your choice whether you do them or not. And fourthly, is that they are tangible, physical things that you can do and you can start right now. Or, if you want, you can start tomorrow when it's Monday morning and you're like, right, let's go. So I'm just going to rattle them off. We're going to go through them. I don't think any of them are really going to take you by surprise. So if you're here for hacks, if you're here for some secret news supplement, then sorry, you're on the wrong place, my guys. So I've got them all written down. Obviously 10 is quite a lot to remember. So bear with me. I will be looking at my screen whilst I read things out, okay? The first one. Actually, before I say this, I'm just teasing you now. I should say that if you really want to smash these, the trick is twofold. Combine them and compound them. Ooh, I'm going to use that. That's banging, that is. Shotgun. Copyright. Combine these together and compound them. Do them consistently. Combine and consistent doesn't work as well, does it? Combine and compound. Okay? Just bear that in mind when I'm reading these out, because I'm going to read these out and you might be like, oh yeah, but no, I've heard all that before. Okay, are you doing them? Yeah. Are you doing them all together? Yeah. Are you doing them consistently? No. Well, there you go. You can't go and do this stuff one day and expect to be a fucking multi-millionaire, ripped, 6'4" legend. So, let's get into it. Number one, walk every single day. No excuses. Don't care what the weather is. Get out, get and do it. There's a few things to this. First of all, the sunlight. And I say sunlight because even if it is grey and dark and horrible, as I know it is in the UK in January, you're still getting sunlight, you're still getting daylight. But the daylight helps to reset your circadian rhythm and actually helps to set you up to sleep well that night, okay? It gets you fresh air, nice, pure oxygen, H2, not H2, H2 is water. Oxygen, carbon, all that good stuff, right? Get that in, breathe. Thirdly, it gets your heart rate up a little bit. You don't have to go crazy and go running. A nice little bit of zone 2, a fast-paced walk is fantastic for your mental health and for your physical health. And again, it's all well and good saying, yeah, but I've got like 8,000 steps a day. There's a difference between walking somewhere because you have to get there and going for a walk. Going for a walk is like a purposeful action where you're effectively meditating, you're just chilling, you're thinking, maybe listening to a podcast or a bit of music or having a conversation with a friend, whatever it might be, but you're doing something purposeful. And that's, I think, a bit of a running theme here, guys. So that's number one. Number two, sustain a high protein diet, okay? Protein is very misrepresented. A lot of people just assume it's about muscle and it's just for the lads. And I think this sort of stigmatism has been broken down in the last few years, which is great to see. And you're seeing women now prioritizing getting their protein in, which I absolutely love. But everybody needs protein, everybody needs lots of protein. I say to every single person, man, woman or child, well, not child actually, I don't work with children, that'd be a bit weird. But man or woman, aim for at least 100 grams per day. And if that scares you, good. You've got something to aim for now, haven't you? I'd much rather you be scared and have something to aim for. At least you can see the light at the end of the tunnel than not have a bloody clue. And protein is responsible or required, should I say, for effectively the creation, the generation of new cells. You'll have constantly cells that are dying and new ones being made. And protein is it's needed, it's required for that process to happen. So think not just muscle, but think your eyesight, think your hair, think your skin, think your nails, think all of this stuff. Okay? Like, I guarantee you, what is going to help your skin much more than fucking whatever the crap women are putting on their face now is a high protein diet. Water, a high protein diet, a good night's sleep will do far more for you than some 500-pound moisturizer or whatever the hell people are putting on their faces these days. I don't even know. So that is a huge one. And actually the next one is drink water, lots of it. 99% of people who ask me, Doug, how much water should I be drinking? The answer is super simple. It is basically always more. It's very, very difficult to be hurt by drinking water. Like, you can, in very extreme cases, you can die from drinking too much water. And I remember, I never forget this, it was like the worst, the laziest trolling that ever happened to me on the internet. I put a video out about water, this was years ago, this was like 3 or 4 years ago, and some woman said, no, but you can die. And I was like, literally, I think you can count on one hand the number of people in the UK who die from drinking too much water in a year. Like, you're not gonna die from drinking too much water. It's incredibly beneficial to you for so many reasons. And if you want, I'll do a whole separate video on that. But consistently drinking lots of water, more water, is gonna massively help you. So get it done. Measure it. If you measure it, you can manage it. If you manage it, you can improve it. If you feel like you're not drinking enough water, and don't come at me saying, I don't like water. Well, then you better fuck off this planet then, because you must be in the wrong place. More seriously, there are ways around this, of course. You can look at squashes, you can look at sparkling water. They're slightly more expensive, but we need to be getting more water in you. A lot of people will say like, oh, but like, I just don't have any energy, or I'm dehydrated. It's like, no shit. I've got a headache. Yeah, because you're dehydrated. You've not got any energy because you've not got any water in you. So get loads of water in you, guys. Prioritize sleep. We spoke about sleep. Was it yesterday? I think it was yesterday. Also, I just realized, did I say it was the 27th of January? It's the 28th of January, isn't it? It's day 27. I'm losing my mind. I need to drink more water, guys. And I probably need to do the next one. I will hold my hand up and say I need to do the next one. Prioritize my sleep. We did speak about it yesterday, but after a lack of dehydration, because you will die from a lack of water before you die of anything else. Unless for whatever reason, there's suddenly a lack of oxygen. That's obviously gonna kill you first, but thank God we have oxygen in this air right now. After a lack of oxygen, after a lack of water, you will die from a lack of sleep. Prioritize your sleep, the quantity and the quality. I'm not gonna go too much into it because I did a whole video on sleep yesterday, so go back and watch that one if you need to. Next up is eat. And I know, again, this may sound insanely obvious, but let me explain. When I first started working with 90% of female clients, I don't work one-to-one with females, that sounds really bad, you know what I mean? With women that often anymore, but I do lots of nutrition consultations with women. And in almost every single case, they come to me, having not started, they have normally tried 1 or 2 things, or in a lot of cases, they've tried quote unquote everything. And that includes incredibly restrictive diets where they're dieting down to like 800 calories a day. They don't even know they're having 800 calories a day, but I sort of say, oh, roughly, give me an idea what you eat in a day. And it's literally like they're eating less than their pet rabbit. It's terrifying. And I say to them, and I explained this in another video, which was a few days ago, eat more to lose weight. The notion that you need energy, and your energy comes from your food. And the reason you need energy is so that you go and do stuff. Doing stuff is a perpetual virtuous cycle that you are going to create that is actually going to get you off your ass, get you driven, get you motivated, and then the process of losing weight will not seem so cumbersome and tiresome and work-like. It will become much easier. So you want to fuel your body with high quality, balanced, omnivorous food. You should be eating meat. Yes, you should. You should be eating vegetables. Yes, you should. You should be eating protein, carbs, fats, all of this good stuff. It all provides a lot of value in your diet. The first thing I will say to someone when they come to me and they say, I feel like shit, because I've been there too. How's your diet? How's your sleep? Are you fucking getting outside and getting some exercise? That's where I start. I don't start with supplements, anything like that. Big 3, guys, okay? And guess what the next one is? Exercise. Even if you don't want to get massive or shredded or lean or toned or any of these words, plenty of people work with me because they just want to feel better about their overall health. They feel like they've lost their edge. They feel a bit out of control. They feel like they need to take back control of their health. They just want to just feel good again. Like, it's been so long that they felt good, they can't even remember what good feels like. So you don't need to have this sort of grand, ambitious goal. I think it's a more humane goal to just want to feel your best, to just feel good again, to be an example for your kids, for your partner, for the people around you. If you're a manager at work, if you, let's be real about this. Let's be really fucking brutally honest. If you've got a manager at work and I'm not saying he or she, they are a fat mess and they're gluttonous, I guarantee you don't respect them. Guarantee it. You don't. You just don't. Unless they're like some trillionaire and they're like, okay, they get a pass because they've been so fucking successful, fine. But if they're just some upper middle manager and they're insanely obese and they're gluttonous, I guarantee you, you show me a person, I'm gonna say you show me a man, because I'm a man, so you can't attack me. You show me a man, you show me his eating habits, I'll tell you how he treats the people around him. 100%. Next up, write things down and stay organized, guys. Things you need to do, things you need to buy, people you need to speak to, emails you need to send, whatever it might be. Our memories is not as good as they think they are. And there's an insane power that I realized a few years ago, maybe you already know this, that getting stuff out of your head and writing it on either your computer, your notes on your phone, a piece of paper, it doesn't really matter. It helps you to look at things far more objectively, rather than the emotional attachment that you put on words when they're thoughts in your head. It's hugely powerful. It's been hugely powerful for me. Hugely powerful for me. It takes the emotion out of it. It also means that you don't have to remember stuff. Some people call this your second brain, right? My Apple, I'm looking at it now, my Apple Notes currently has 467 notes. I use Apple Notes because I've got a MacBook and I've got an iPhone. And so they sync up, right? I don't even have to think about it. It's great, I love it. Fucking brilliant, by the way. So that's a real good one. And then paired with that one is set goals. Again, like I say, guys, I'm not saying anything revolutionary here, but remember, combine and compound. And if you're saying, yeah, I know this, yeah, I know this, yeah, I know this, but you're not doing it, well then no shit, no wonder, right? Combine and compound. So set goals. 3 to 5 things that you want to achieve in any given week. I'm not saying day, every single week. Remember, I talked about this in another video. Every day, try to just set one big goal that you want to do. One needle mover that's going to take you in the direction that you're trying to go towards your North Star, which is your yearly goal, which we've spoken about in the New Year's resolutions video. You see how this is all kind of piecing together now? I'm quite happy with that. Next one. Now, this is one that a lot of people can do, for sure. Get it out of your head that you're a night owl or a morning lark, whatever they're fucking called. We are all early birds. All of us, every single one of us. And I can say this as someone who's been a night owl and is now very happy to be an early riser. Get up earlier. You don't have to get up at 4 in the morning when it's pitch black, but there is a small slice of heaven on this earth. And it depends where you are. If you're in a massive city, London, New York, you know, that sort of vibe, you do have to get up pretty damn early to experience this small slice of heaven. But where I am, I'm very lucky. I can get up at 6 a.m. I think I've said this, and I feel like I'm the first person who's up in Spain. It's crazy. But if you live in a big city, you're going to have to get up pretty early. And the small slice of heaven is the peace, it's the calm before the storm, before the phone starts buzzing, before the drilling, before the building work, before the shouting, before the horns, before the everything. And I cannot tell you how insanely good that feels. So if you haven't done it for a while, I'm sure you've all done it, but if you haven't done it for a while, give it a go tomorrow morning, Monday morning. By the time everyone else wakes up and everyone else starts their day and it's 8 a.m. or 9 a.m., you are going to be so far ahead of them. You are going to win because you'll already have done stuff. You'll have already done your nice morning routine. You'll feel good. You'll have had some food. You maybe have done a workout. You know, you will just feel good. You will feel in control. You'll feel like you won't feel overwhelmed. I think that's a huge thing. People feel overwhelmed at the moment. And last but not least is tidy your environment. A clean house is a clean mind, guys. This is a huge thing. It's meditation. Spending an hour a week. It's not that long, an hour a week. Just clean up after yourself. Imagine it's someone else's home and just treat it like that. Like you wouldn't act like a sloven around them, because I guarantee you, I don't know the inner meanings of it, but like if you jump into someone's house and it's full of shit, you just cannot get that same level of clarity and focus, can you? So those 10 things, I guarantee you, if you do them and combine them and they compound over time, building this into a routine is going to be so fucking powerful. Maybe this sounds like a lot to you. I don't think it will. I think you'll have heard all of this before. But whether you're doing it or not is another thing. And maybe this is the kind of kick up the arse you needed to just restart doing it. Maybe I've given you a fresh perspective on stuff. Maybe you've already switched off, in which case you can't hear me. But I guarantee you guys, is that if you combine and compound, I still can't say it right, but I like it, life will get a lot better for you, I promise. Anyway, I hope you implement this tomorrow morning. Get the week off to a fucking strong start, and I'll have a fresh video for you then. Take care of yourselves. Cheers.